art show. I'm Mary Perry McCormick, K-12 art instructor here at MCA. Even though this year has had its challenges, we are striving to thrive here at Millennium Charter Academy. In this unique COVID year, our art show will be virtual. So I can now take off my mask since I'm on the video. We're going to look at the students' artwork, and we're going to enjoy what our students have done. Traveling to classes on a cart has its limits on time and materials, but we've produced a smaller art show, but the quality is very high, and the results are going to speak for themselves. We're starting with the second grade project inspired by Kasuga Hokusai's Great Wave, and because we've been limited to lots of crayon and markers and little paint and clay and lots of crayon and markers, we have come up with really exciting stuff. The students have been very creative, and each person's project is different, not just a copy of the original or my work. I think that it shows, and I think that it's really exciting. So even though some of the students are remote, lessons for them have been provided. The focus of this show is going to be on the students' actual pieces from the school this year, and they are adorning the walls of the school. So please enjoy our art show.
This year, kindergartners have worked with crayon, paint, and pastels. Our focus for many years has been to introduce the work of famous artists to them so that they see new works and learn new ideas and concepts. This year, they looked at Mary Cassatt's The Bath. And from this study, they produced their own paintings entitled Me and My Special Person. Kindergartners also studied a work by Diego Rivera entitled Mother's Helper. This painting focuses on flowers, so each kindergartner got to use pastels to make a bright and cheerful portrait of flowers. To help kindergartners get a better feel for colors and how they go together, they actually get to mix colors on their own by studying the color wheel. Then they paint versions of the color wheel of their very own, and in conjunction with the Mother's Helper portrait, they turned their color wheels into beautiful portraits of flowers. First grade students took a virtual field trip to Lascaux, France, to see the famous cave paintings, some of which are as old as 40,000 years. Students then take time to create their own cave paintings. You can notice how they've crumpled the paper to give the illusion of cave walls. First graders also learn about Georgia O'Keeffe and look at her paintings of shells. They then make their own paintings of shells, learning how to make spirals and learning how to use crayons and markers to a full advantage. First graders also studied Albrecht Dürer's famous rhinoceros print as an inspirational way to learn about texture. Eventually, they studied Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night painting to learn about brushstrokes. Second grade students are always a wonderful surprise. They are very excited and eager to learn and are amazing artists. In addition to their Hokusai study, this year they looked at Georgia O'Keeffe's famous flowers. We focused primarily on her poppies painting. We braved using chalk pastels and had many success stories. These flowers are lovely, adorning our hallways. They also took a second look at Eric Carle's famous Brown Bear book. Then they became illustrators themselves. They made collages with the drawings they created. Third grade students learned about taking up space on a page. They learned about the foreground, middle ground, and background of pictures and paintings. Artists studied include Henri Matisse and his Icarus falling from the sky. You can see they made collages of their very own, demonstrating some of the same principles that Matisse used. Third graders also looked at Edward Hicks's Peaceable Kingdom and Jean-Francois Millet's The Gleaners. They followed this up by making portraits of their own peaceful and beautiful scenes. They also really enjoyed looking at Edvard Munch's The Scream. Once they studied this painting, they produced their own paintings that showed emotion. A final project was working on colorful cityscapes that showed foreground, middle, and backgrounds. Fourth graders study symmetry as seen in architecture like Thomas Jefferson's Monticello and in the Taj Mahal in India. They use what they learn about symmetry to produce architectural art of their own. You'll notice that each work is symmetrical in nature. As part of their focus on the Middle Ages, fourth graders looked at this tapestry of a unicorn. They made tapestries of their own, making up their own mythological creatures. Next, they discovered what made medieval stained glass, like the windows found at the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, unique, and they found out that these characteristics show up in art in other parts of the world. They even studied how angels in the Middle Ages were different to angels painted during the Renaissance. The fifth grade art curriculum follows on the heels of fourth grade. Fifth graders deal with the art of the Renaissance. Students learn about shading and how values were used in Renaissance drawings, and then use those same ideas to make their own version of Van Gogh's The Sunflowers painting. Students learned how shading and the variation of color make realistic drawings. Next, students learned about facial proportions and how to create accurate drawings of the human face. As you can see, shading and color variation is very important in facial drawings as well. Fifth graders used these same techniques to explore the Japanese cartooning style called anime. Shading is definitely a must in this style of art. The students did a fantastic job. Students in grades 6 through 8 may sign up for exploratory art classes, otherwise known as electives. Electives represented in this art show include pottery and fine art 1. Pottery students made ceramics using the 3 basic hand-building pottery techniques of pinch pots, cold pots, and slab pots. Students elevated their art forms to a fine level and created thin Japanese tea bowls, and they also created slab pots in square uniform fashions. They also used those techniques to be included with cut and pinch shapes and made those into shaped forms. Carved pots celebrated the Japanese kiranuki pottery style. Fine Art 1 is typically a basic art class centering on two-dimensional or flat art pieces. After practicing basic drawing techniques like contour drawing and shading, students used some of those skills to name designs, adding color as an added skill. Building on all this, these students created acrylic paintings of favorite foods. Additionally, they learned printmaking, carving blocks, and making multiple prints for each student. Art Studio class for high school students was originally conceived for students to work on skills in a traditional Renaissance style under a master artist. Remote classes have been difficult and challenging to implement using this model, but our high school students have risen to the challenge. The importance of drawing was reinforced in fall drawings, but composition was a major emphasis as well. Preliminary and practice sketches proved to be beautiful, and they were interesting drawings that focused on shading. Acrylic paintings used concepts learned from Impressionist painter Claude Monet. Even though students used a variety of subject matter, the basic concepts of Impressionism were evident in each of their paintings. Printmaking and Zentangles were additional assignments for these high school students. They have succeeded in creating strong artwork, even with the adversity of this year's challenges. And finally, our art show would not be complete without presenting to you these beautiful works of art completed by Ms. Richardson's Geometric Art elective. Enjoy these beautiful works of art made while focusing on concepts of math. Take a moment to congratulate all of our winners. This first slide represents our winners from high school. These students are our winners from grades 6 through 8. These students are our winners in 5th grade. These are our 4th grade winners. And these students are our 3rd grade art show winners. Congratulations to everyone. What a beautiful job you've done with this year's art show.
All of our MCA students are to be congratulated on a job well done. Art is alive and well here with our wonderful, hardworking students. How exciting to watch the students grow their creativity. We hope you enjoyed sharing their endeavors with us. Also, we hope they had some fun but created something that they're proud of. We look forward to more years of creativity with your children. We are so glad you joined us to view the students' artwork. We hope you enjoyed the tour. Please commend your children for their hard work. Even though we are all so proud of our ribbon winners, the goal is not just ribbons, but to enjoy the art process and also taking a chance to step back and see their beautiful work. Thanks again.